Boo! And welcome to Noni's Crafty Kids. I'm Noni. And if you haven't guessed, today we're going to be making masks. When I'm making this, we're just about in Halloween. But the masks are going to be good for any kind of party, fancy dress, Mardi Gras, whatever you want. And they are extremely easy. This is actually a beginner level project. Here are several of the masks that I've completed already. I have a pirate mask with skull, a fairy mask with beads and butterfly, and that, of course, is Superman. Now, very gently putting down the camera. And I can show you why I call this a beginner's level project. Because you see, it's nothing more than a triple single that has a single chain joined with an S-clip or C-clip right in the back, and then two or more single chains that are attached with C-clips or S-clips to that triple single. And then this is just a charm for embellishment. Let's try to get that in better focus. Try this way. There we go. Now, that, of course, is a very frilly, feminine, fairy type mask. Here's a rough and tough pirate mask. And the best thing about this is this little skull that is attached in the center glows in the dark. Likewise, all the white links that hang down below glow in the dark too. Now, I'm not going to include the tutorial on this Skull and Crossbones, this Jolly Roger, because he has his own tutorial that you will find if you go to the list of Noni's Crafty Kids tutorials, and you'll find Jolly Roger there in very great and careful detail. So this is just the Jolly Roger charm attached to a triple single. One more. I have the Superman mask. And again, I've used glow in the dark for the white bands. This Superman insignia is a charm that we got at the comic book shop, and plus the little logo. So, very happy with that. Now, we're not going to go into detail on how to do a single chain or a triple single. You already know how to do those. You've probably done plenty of them. And if by any chance you're just beginning with the Rainbow Loom, you can find the triple single and the single chain on lots of tutorials on YouTube, or just go to the Rainbow Loom website, rainbowloom.com, and you'll find the instructional videos there as well. So, now, about the only thing difficult or unusual about the triple single that makes up the main band of this mask is that it takes two looms. Half of this is one loom, half of this is a second loom. So, if you happen to have two looms, no problem. You just attach them and make a double loom's worth of your triple single with the cap band on one end and the regular arrangement on the other end. But a lot of us don't have two looms to mess with all the time. So I'm going to show you very quickly how to make the double length triple single using just one loom. Okay? Now, so let's get started. What I'm showing you here is the very ordinary classic layout for the triple single. You lay out your chains on all 3 of the peg bars. Up here, you're starting from this way with the arrows pointing away from you. You come all the way up here, bring them together to a point, put the cap band on up here where you get to it. The difference is you don't start with a point. You'll notice that these rubber bands are not brought together to the center peg, but they each start on their individual peg rows. Okay? That's because when you join it together, these will become the cap bands for the second loom. Okay? That will make sense as we go. So once you get your triple single lined up, the first you turn it around, loaded with, here's your cap band, the triple single, and you begin now ordinarily looming all the way up here. You would come up here, but when you get to here, you're going to bring these together to the center your hooks, and then secure them with a slip knot. We're not going to do that. We're going to do this. Ceremonial turning of the loom. Instead of hooking through cap bands here, that crossband, I'm going to use onto my these as my cap bands. Okay? Lift all 3 off. So we just take them, remove the triple single, slip from the loom. Those loops there's there. The cap band holding that in together. I'm going to lift this off. Here's put the next loose ends band now on here. We'll just pretend that I only have one loom. And now I've laid out my second loom load of over triple single. All right. And this is the beginning. I started here with the arrows pointing away from me, filled it all up, and now I did not bring this in together. I left these 3 open. So instead of putting new cap bands on here, I'm going to use the loops from the end of the first triple single as the cap bands on the second triple single. So I'm separating these into their 3 groups so I can see exactly which ones I need to catch. Here's this line, and that goes right here. All right, next one. And those oranges, so you can bring this there like that. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and loop that just the way we normally would. No problem. Come down under those cap bands, hold them down with your thumb, bring that up. You'll go all the way up, just as you normally would with a triple single. Same thing in the middle. Pull those cap bands back, grab the chain up, and there you go. And go all the way up to the end. Same thing here. cap bands back. Get on camera. You'll have it easier. You don't have to worry about staying on camera. Alright. I grab it. There we go. Alright, I'm going to continue to loop this and we'll come up to the end. So here we are now. I finished looping the second loom load with my triple single, and I've checked looking at this side and looking through the loom at the center row, making sure all my loops are caught up, nothing's hanging loose, all of my teardrops are lined up the way they ought to be. And here is the first half, and that formed the cap bands for the second half. All right, now down here, just like you would on any other project, we're going to put the hook right down through all of these, bring it out to the side. Now, I'm going to grab a band and bring it up, and this will catch everything. There it is. But I'm not going to make a slip knot. I'm just going to stop there, and then we're going to make a single chain. This will be the strap that goes around the back of your head when you're wearing the mask. For kids and little people, I like to put about 14 rubber bands on each side and then connect them with a C-clip or an S-clip right in the middle. So, if I counted right, that should be about 14. Okay, so I've already done the 14 chain on the opposite side, and there's my C-clip. So we'll just catch this side. All right, secure that into the C-clip. Now we're ready. Hopefully, I caught everything and it's not going to fall apart. And there we go. There's the main band for my mask. And just zhuzh it a little bit. Get all those little cross bands in place. Next thing we have are our single chains that form the loops. The inner chains closest to your eye I make with 18 rubber bands, and then the loops below that have 25 rubber bands. You can do this with your fingers if you like, or just on a hook, or any way you like. I prefer to do my chains on the loom because that's easier on my old granny fingers. Now, you'll see that I just attached this chain to the mask, 1, 2, 3 bands from the end. I'm going to do the same thing over here with this one. 1, 2, 3. My dogs are not cooperating. They are protecting me from evil forces that they are convinced are lurking outside. All right, get that C-clip onto that band. Nope, not going to do it for me. All right, I'll show you a cheater's way. find the loops that you want, hook them over a peg. Okay, get that in focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Get that C-clip again, pull that taut, bring it right up. And you'll wonder why you had so much problem. That's so easy. Now, those two are just hanging down. Okay? Now, here's the 25, the first 25 band chain on its own C-clip. We'll get it right here, the first rubber band next to the strap. Now my dogs are coming right up to me and begging, which is not helping things out. They may even get on camera if they get real insistent. There. You have two on that side. We need one more over here. That one's still on the loom. All right. So this is the longer band. So it has 25 rubber bands on it. Now you'll notice what I did with my loom when I do my single chains. I took this center peg bar and reversed it. See how these are open going this way, and these are open coming that way. And get a good focus. There we go. Okay, that's so I can loop, bring it here, bring one across, all the way down. This is my cap band. So then I turned it, and I looped this way, around the corner, and back down again. So this is where I ended up. So I take my C-clip, catch it right on there. So easy to do when I'm not on camera. There. Now this is fun. You just pull it right off. All right. The mask. Got that one on this side. Come over to this side. First rubber band by the strap. All right. You've got your C-clip that you just put on, and catch it right on there. So now all four of those chains are going to be joined right here in the center. So in the center, I'm going to use one of these larger C-clips that you can get from the Rainbow Loom website. They come in the packages with the new Byzantine and Persian and pearl bands. And here's a regular one, and this is the larger one. So I'm going to use the larger one. If you have S-clips also work nicely right here. Okay, find my center. Okay, right about there. And you want to put it on the lower side. Okay, so this will help stretch those bands over a peg. Put on that large C-clip. Now, in turn, bring each of your chains around and find that cap band. Okay? There's that cap band. And you're going to pop that cap band into the C-clip. Okay. There. Bring this one around. Do the same thing. Find that cap band. Now, you want them in order so they'll lay correctly. And they won't be all tangled when you're wearing the mask on your face. Okay. Now, twisting is not so much of a problem, but you want them in order in this C-clip. Okay, so I do the smaller ones first and then the larger ones because those hang underneath. Okay, there's that cap band. Come underneath, find the C-clip again, and it's on. And there you have a nice little Halloween mask that's ready for a charm. Nothing but a triple single in double length and single chains. Now, if you want to embellish it further, you can add beads. These are just little pony beads that I added to the single chains just with slip knots. In the same way, the charm in the center goes on with slip knots, and oh, I buried them so well you can't even see them. This one's a little more visible because I used the yellow. Just use a C-clip behind. And that's how you attach the charms to it. Or beads, or glow in the dark, or flowers, or whatever you want, because this is your mask and you can do any style you want. In fact, if you don't want to do the triple single, here's one that I made, and this is diamonds with rings instead of using the triple single. Drop the charm in the middle, and there's the single chains. Now, one more hint, and then we're done. I have found that these chains don't always drop down because they don't have much weight to them, and they can get in the way of your eyes. And we know that it's not safe to have a mask that covers your eyes. So once again, we get the C-clips. Count down 4 or 5, right in the middle, 4 or 5 rubber bands on each single chain. And connect those 2 chains together with a C-clip on each side of your nose. That will hold down those shorter chains so they don't get in the way of your eyes. Because above all, we want our masks to be safe, and we want you to see where you're going. Okay, so you see how that connects them right there? And on each of these, I've added 1 and sometimes 2 C-clips to keep those chains away from your eyes. Okay, this one has one right down at the bottom. Okay. And there you have it. I found a good old Jolly Roger to attach with C-clips right to the center. And my mask is ready for trick-or-treating or Mardi Gras or fancy dress parties, whatever you have. So, if you like this video, Please check like down below and subscribe to Noni's Crafty Kids. We'll see you next time.